What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video guys, we're going over the young knight Lancelot and his best gear set. So I wanted to do this video, guys, since we have obviously the brand new festival Lancelot here, and people are probably wondering what gear you want to be running on this character. And so what we're going to be doing is going over the set bonuses of the gear that I got and the reasoning why I go with it, and then also kind of the roles on the gear and explaining why it's going to be his best gear set, guys. So if you guys do enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on the road to that 50k subscribers. So yeah, man, and we recently hit that 47k, so it definitely does mean a lot, guys. And yeah, let's keep it pushing on the grind to 50k. So with that out of the way, man, let's hop in and let's talk the best gear for young knight Lancelot. So there are two ways you can build the character, in my opinion, guys, and so we're gonna go with the way that I'm gonna go with personally, and I'll explain why for the thought process, but we'll also talk about the other method for building him as well. And so for the gear set that I decided to build with the character is going to be an HP defense set, and we're gonna actually build it together in the video. So I wanted to do this because I feel like it's a little bit more interactive, so you guys can kind of understand how you want to go about it. And yeah, we're gonna be building the gear set together. This is the HP defense gear set that I am going to be choosing for Lancelot, and the reason why we're going with the HP defense, guys, we're getting 20% life, which is going to be HP percent, and then we're also getting 20% defense by running the 4 set HP and 2 set defense respectively. And the reason why I'm deciding to go with HP defense specifically is because I think Lancelot's gonna have a lot of value in terms of having the really high CC that he does. Lancelot is one of the highest CC characters in the game. You guys can't really see the combat cost right now being high, but I'm telling you guys, he is one of the highest in the game, and being able to utilize that with HP defense is going to be really good for if you are playing geared PvP, which is important. And then also another reason why will be for Heroes Arena, as we have a brand new season of Heroes Arena, and he actually is a boost character on the fight for Heroes Arena, guys. And if we want to do maybe one of the challenger fights here where, you know, we're going second on Heroes Arena, we want to make sure that we have as much tanking capabilities as possible. And so, you know, just as an example there, if we were to do challenger Heroes Arena, that is why we want to be running him on the HP defense set, in my opinion, because you have the flexibility of swapping out the middle pieces if need be, you know, if you're doing Heroes Arena. And then if you're not doing Heroes Arena and you're doing PvP, you slap on the 2 set defense and you're going to get the most amount of CC possible. So yeah, we also talked about another gear set that is viable, guys, and I think the other gear set that is viable would be an attack crit damage set. And the reason why I think this would be another viable gear set as well is because, again, Lancelot is a DPS character, guys. So yeah, the reason why we're going with attack crit damage, guys, is because this character is a DPS character at the end of the day. Lancelot has a bunch of things in his kit where he's trying to go for increased damage. You can see here with the piercing arrow effect, he's obviously getting 100% extra pierce rate, and that can stack up to 3 times. He has the effect in his ultimate where he's dealing additional damage on AoE attack skills for the enemy that is with the mark of insight. So obviously having more attack related or just attack stats in general is going to be helping. And then yeah, I mean, his skills are DPS oriented too, you know, single target, triple the pierce rate, ignore resistance. The other skill being the AoE with the 50% attack increase, and increases damage dealt by half of the pierce rate as well. So you obviously have kind of a DPS oriented kit, and so with that you can definitely run him on an attack crit damage set. And this would be more of a set that's good on like demonic beast battle content and also just any kind of general PvE content. So if you want to go with an attack crit set, guys, I think that is a viable method and you can definitely make it. I just think that for me and in the uses that I'm gonna get out of Lancelot generally, I'm gonna be using him more on Heroes Arena, which I think is valuable to have. And so we're gonna be rocking him on a more HP defense set because of that, right? So yeah, guys, let's actually build the HP defense gear set now for Lancelot, since as I mentioned, we're going to do it together here so you guys know exactly what to do. So in terms of the actual base stats on the gear, guys, you want to make sure that your base stat is around a 80-90% range. I usually like to go for around 90% as my, you know, kind of bare minimum here. So we can actually see here that it says 87% on this belt, but if we actually go to my other belts that I have available, you can see this one is a 91% belt that I have not leveled up. And so I actually am going to go with this belt instead so that, you know, the base stat is actually already acquired and I don't have to waste anvils re-rolling the actual basic stat itself. So now in terms of leveling it up here, guys, we're going to go to consecutive enhance and we're going to max out the awakening tier and max out the enhanced tier. So we're just going to let it go. It's going to do the, you know, the awakening right there. We're going to get 1 gem for maxing out this piece of gear. And then the next thing we're going to do is actually change these stats here on the rolls. And the rolls that we are looking for on Lancelot are going to be HP, HP, attack, and defense, depending on the slot that you're going for. So for your middle pieces, you're going with defense rolls. For your top pieces, you're going with attack percent rolls. And for your bottom pieces, which are going to be your belt and your rune, you're going with the HP percent rolls. So what we'll do here, guys, we'll actually set it to auto repeat, and you can actually set it to a ×5 multiplier here, where when you're actually re-rolling the gear, you're gonna get it a lot faster done. So we can actually set it to a certain amount of HP here. What I like to do, especially if you're low on anvils, guys, you can do +1%, which is gonna allow you to get, you know, the minimum amount of HP, but having even 1% HP is still better than recovery rate, regeneration rate, lifesteal. So you can have it at that 1% HP, and let's see how long it's gonna take for us to get all HP rolls. There you guys go. So very quickly, not even after I finished my sentence there, it was done. So, and you can see here that we actually did get a really good roll. We got a 3%, we got a 2.5, and then a 2%. And so what we can do from there is we can actually go to about a 1.5%, and we can actually re-roll these ones as well. And you're just gonna rinse and repeat, guys, until you get to around, you know, that 2.7 range. I think is generally where I like to, you know, kind of slot it in. But yeah, once you're around that range of like 2.7, then I think you're good to go, and you can pretty much just you know, keep the HP percent at that. So what I'm gonna do here, guys, I'm gonna re-roll till we get the 2.7 across the board, and then we'll actually move on to the other pieces as well. Alrighty, guys, so we actually did get it in only 65 anvils there. Very lucky. And yeah, man, I mean, for the most part, that is really good. What you can do as well is you can hammer up your stats as well, guys. But I like to only start doing the hammer from 2.7 or higher. So this 2.6 roll, eventually I will re-roll, but for now, that's still good. Across the board, we have 14.4% on this belt, and I think that's really good. And what we can do as well, guys, is since we now finished the gear piece for Lancelot, we can actually engrave the gear where we have our engraving stones and our 6-star awakening stones. We can engrave it, and it's actually gonna give it Lancelot's extra stats because this is his UR gear. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through all the other pieces of gear, guys, and then I'll show you guys what the rolls are looking like, and that's gonna be my gear set that I'm gonna be making for Lancelot. Again, guys, as I mentioned, you want to make sure that the main stats are going to be good. So again, just check your other gear that you have in your box. Maybe you do have other gear that is better. You can see here that this one that I have is less. So I'm just going to stick with the one I got. And I also have a 92% rune here. Same with my earring and my necklace, you know, 92, what is that? 94, 93. We have a 97% on the ring, and then we have a 96 on the bracelet. So just making sure that you have that like 90%, 80% range, I think for the most part is going to be good for UR gear on a character. So just make sure that you have those basic stats, so you know you're not missing out on extra basic stats for the character. Another thing that I did want to mention too, guys, is that the formation of the gear here that I have it laid out is actually very important. Now, the reason why this is important to have your gear in this manner is because the middle pieces could actually be swapped out for other 2-piece sets like crit resistance, critical defense, and this is valuable because when we're talking Heroes Arena, which is one of the locations that I'm gonna be using Lancelot in, you want to make sure that you have these 2-piece slots being able to be swapped out, so you can just put in like a 2-piece critical defense piece or a 2-piece critical resistance piece. You just want to make sure that you have those 2-piece in the middle, because the defense related stats is what you're actually swapping out, not the HP or the attack stats. You're usually keeping those, you're just swapping out the middle pieces to get the defense related stats. Alrighty, guys, so I just finished rolling all the gear here. So as long as you're around that 14% or above, guys, I think that's usually a fair spot to kind of stop at for your gear. Obviously you can go to 15% if you want to min-max the character, but I only really like to go to 15% if the character is going to be like a mainstay for a long time for me. Right now, I mean, Lancelot, I am just going to run with the 14% for now, and we'll upgrade to 15% if I really need those extra stats when doing Heroes Arena or other content in the game. So let's actually engrave each of the pieces here, guys. And yeah, if you are low on engraving stones, just do the top two or the top pieces and the bottom pieces, as those are going to be your main priority in terms of getting UR. And then you can do the middle 2 pieces after you're done, because these are, you know, they're the most flexible pieces. You can kind of swap them out for the other 2 pieces, as I mentioned. So, you know, you do want to eventually engrave them though, but like you can, you know, feel free to just kind of leave them the way they are, and you'll be good to go. So there we go, guys. That is going to be the best gear set in my opinion for Lancelot right now. In PvP, I think he's going to be solid on an HP defense set. Obviously, he's not going to be doing the craziest amount of damage, but having him on the team there, he still will be able to have the highest amount of CC, and that's going to net you going first, which could allow you to kill a Milim turn 1 or even win the match. And then for Heroes Arena, it's actually a very valuable set because you want to be able to tank in Heroes Arena, especially especially if you're going second on a higher difficulty stage. And so I do think that this is a valuable set to have, guys, and in my opinion, the set to go with for Lancelot. So I hope you guys do enjoy the video, man. That's going to be the best gear set right there for this character. And yeah, let me know what gear set you guys made in the comments below, and if you guys made any adjustments in terms of the actual rolls on the gear or anything like that. So that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.